Was supposed to go to Israel today, but I thought, you know what? I'm not ready for a really expensive country. Things are so cheap here in Eastern Europe. I want to make my money go further. So I'm in the town of Ruse, which is on the border of Bulgaria and Romania. There is a bridge that connects the two, and I'm gonna see if I can like get a bus across it or walk across it today. Who knows? All I know is that I was taking a train from Varna to Ruse today, and I left Varna quite early. Like, as a matter of fact, I was at the airport waiting for my flight to Israel, and then I thought to myself, I really don't want to go to Israel. I want to go into Romania today. So let's look. Let's see. There must be a bus somewhere that can get me across the border. From Ruse station to the border, it's like 14 kilometers. There's only one train a day that goes from Ruse over the border. But I mean, there are multiple trains that go like what? Bucharest to Sofia and to Bulgaria like a couple of times a day. But the horrible thing is, I can't really seem to find much buses that tend to go across the border. Couldn't find any of it online, I guess. I mean, Google Maps is like, okay, you could take this public bus from here to here, but then you still gotta walk a certain period of meters. So, I mean, it's still early morning, I guess. I really don't want to spend big bucks and hail a taxi. But you never know. I could hitchhike a ride if I wanted to. Even though I haven't done my hitchhiking since I was in French Guiana. That's something quite interesting. Park of National Heroes. Yes, I guess this is where they've buried a lot of Bulgarian heroes that are responsible for the War of Independence from the Ottoman Empire. Yeah. Well, I don't really know how long I've got left until I get to the border checkpoint. Seems like I'm going past the bridge right here. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to walk it or not. If I see a taxi, I'll just tail him down. I just can't believe how 10 years ago I stopped at Ruse station for about half an hour just for passport control, even though back then didn't get any stamps because Bulgaria freshly joined the EU years prior and the United Kingdom was still in the EU. But then things have changed over time because of Brexit, and now if you're not from the EU, you get a really nice passport stamp every time you enter Bulgaria and Romania because they are yet to be part of Schengen. Croatia's part of Schengen now. They just joined at the start of the year. So that basically means if you're a third country national, like let's just say Australia, New Zealand, United States, Canada, Latin America, South Africa, whatever, you gotta get stamped every time you enter and leave Schengen, and you're only allowed like what, 90 days in a 6-month period. So literally, because Bulgaria and Romania are not part of Schengen, you get like what, 90 days of Bulgaria, 90 days of Romania. That doesn't count towards Schengen. But then if you wanted to extend your time in Europe, well, look, there's Serbia, there's Bosnia, there's Montenegro, and there's Albania. And there's also North Macedonia. So take your pick. Well, I'm almost at the border. This has been quite a long walk, but it's going to be even much longer when I walk across the longest iron bridge in all of Europe. It's been so long since I saw the Danube River. I think the last time I saw it was when I was in Slovakia many years ago. No, wait! The Danube river also flows through Serbia. So, when you're in Belgrade, you'll get to see where the Danube and the Sava meet. It's mind-blowing. I'm getting even closer. Man, this is like the first time I've crossed a border by foot since I was in Lesotho. Yes, because actually I didn't drive over the Lesotho border. I had to get off at like Lady Brand and like walk across. Not too bad though. But there's always like different ways to cross the border. On foot, on car, on boat, on train. And well, let's not forget plane, even though that's not really overlanding. Okay, at the border crossing now, so better turn off my camera and get my passport out. So I haven't got my stamp out of Bulgaria yet. I mean, I'm still in Bulgaria now. I asked the lady at the counter, I was like, oh, where do I get the entry stamp? She says, bridge over there, 3 kilometers. So back there, that's this iron bridge going across here into Romania, over the Danube. The train goes across here once a day between the two. Yeah. It looks like some div has tried doing what I'm doing and lost his shoe. Luckily I got both my shoes on right now. Now I'm heading over the Danube, right this way, and then there should be a sign basically saying, oh, goodbye from Bulgaria or welcome to Romania, as the border is divided along this river. Now, because Romania and Bulgaria are not part of Schengen, I'm pretty certain I'll get an exit stamp for Bulgaria and another entry stamp for Romania. And then when I leave Romania, I'll get an exit stamp and then a proper Schengen stamp if I enter, like, what, Hungary or Croatia. So, yeah. But like the only reason I'm crossing into Romania today is because, well, there might be cheap flights back to the UK this weekend or in the next few days from anywhere else in the country. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't stand sticking around Bulgaria waiting for a cheap flight, and I really didn't want to go to Israel this weekend because Israel's quite expensive and you don't want to get into politics and all. I mean, there are always going to be sad things that happen in Israel, and it's like part and parcel, but I just kind of feel how lucky we are in Europe that we don't have to deal with like sectarian violence between like different groups, I guess. It has happened in the past and it may happen again in the future. I mean, look what's happening now between Russia and Ukraine. That's been going on for almost a decade. Ah, there we are. That's Bulgaria, that's Romania. And you should see how dangerously tall I am. So it's like this. I can just almost touch this thing. I guess I'm not halfway there yet, I guess. But it's getting really dangerous. I don't know why nobody's like stopped me like doing this. Or like warned me saying, oh, you can't do it. But I mean, hey, look, they built a pathway. I guess you can cross this border on foot. I had no idea that crossing this bridge wasn't going to be like a good thing. In fact, I do remember the frugal travelers had crossed this bridge before, but actually, so many damn piles of water, so much garbage, we've seen so many dead birds. And all because, you know, I didn't want to pay a couple of bucks from one train station to another, or I didn't want to wait until like 2 o'clock because I was like, well, half-assed. Lady was like, 3 kilometers. I'm like, I could do this. I mean, I walked, what, 15 kilometers each week when I was living in Sydney, Australia, from Chatswood all the way to Sydney CBD, and I even continued it on to the Boldface Stag a few times. So, Getting close to the end of the bridge now. Like, all this metal work is getting out of my way, and but now we're getting into really big areas. Another person sees the show, and it's really, it's so thin right now. It's like, oh god, look how thin this is. Jesus Christ. Things I do to cross borders. Oh. I mean, there was like no sign saying do not cross the border on foot. So if I get in trouble, I'm not blaming on you guys for illegal travelers. I'm just gonna blame on myself. See, look how thin this path is. I mean, it's not really fit for a human to walk across it. But then again, you should have seen me walking across the bridge today and having to like duck at all those like palings. I mean, look, I have to like be like a tight squeeze. It's horrible, but this is what I do. So, made it into Romania. This is my 29th country 10 years ago. Giurgiu or Bucharesti. I think I'll take Giurgiu. Well, this is me. Just entered Romania about like what, 20 minutes ago. Kind of funny that as a 90s citizen they're like, oh, first time in Romania. I'm like, nope, came in 2013, 2018. Where you stay? I'm like, some hostel in Bucharesti. I mean, this is something I should have already planned down, but you gotta have these things up in your head ready for them. So, plan is maybe today I'll get to Bucharesti, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll head on to Serbia. It just all depends on what these flight schedules are telling for me like tomorrow for the next few days.